Topic number three is the best military movie.
My
Yeah.
choice is a cheat. I think it should have been obvious, but apparently it wasn't. I was told to pick a movie where the main character is in the military. So I picked Captain of Motherfucking America. Okay? Because
America.
it
America.
seems like an obvious choice. Okay? Captain America is a great movie. If you don't know, go find out. You're welcome in advance. The only downside to the Captain America movie, they pretty up the past, and I don't like when they do that. Just because if you sugarcoat it, then you're not addressing it. You're sugarcoating it. And so the fact that it was like he went to go rescue people and it was all nice. There was an Asian guy and a black guy. And I was just like, oh, that's cute. But that's bullshit though. That's the only downside. But Captain America, otherwise, is a very fantastic movie. If you don't know, you definitely know either way because it's grosses such a good amount of money being part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So you could act like you don't know, but I know you're lying. So I don't feel like I have to explain much because Captain America is motherfucking Captain America. Like, put some respect on his name.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I actually
We
don't,
like Marvel.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, right? But I don't. I actually don't pick who goes first, second, or third. I actually have a group of four
We
people.
do know this.
Yeah, but
The people that don't know this though.
I'm
So
just saying, maybe
I
the
have,
guy,
No,
maybe
I
the guy
mean,
that's
you
in the
said it on the
military
show
should go
before,
first.
but it has
all right.
been a while.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna say it again.
yeah,
There's a group of four
yeah.
people that ranks who goes first, second, and third, fourth, and fifth now. All right. The reason why Cam went first is because a lot of people in that chat, yes, they had a military in it, but they didn't actually think it was a military movie. I 100% think they're fucking wrong. I fought in that chat like, listen, that is wrong as hell, and I don't know if anybody's going to have that same argument. However, I can't fuck this pick. You know damn well I can't. So I love Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love Captain America. Yes, this is yes, it is a Marvel movie. It's a quote unquote superhero movie. I hate saying superhero movie with Captain America. 'Cause I feel like he's not a superhero. I think he's a
Crime Fighter.
there, crime fighter. However, yes, a superhero movie.
Wait, you put him in the crime fighter category?
Yeah, I do. It's like I'll put Luke Cage or Jessica Jones in that same thing. Uh, that's not here or there. Anyway, it's a superhero movie, quote unquote. However, don't let the superhero movie fool you. It is actually still technically a military movie. So with my love of um, Marvel movies and comic books, I personally I can't fuck with it.
Okay, like before I really kind of unpack everything that we're talking about, Cam, are you talking about the very first MCU Captain America introduction to the MCU, or are you talking about the Captain America that was put out in the 1980s?
No, I'm talking about the MCU Captain America.
First Avenger.
Okay, all right. So yeah, the first Avenger movie being Captain America, I love the premise of it. I love the backstory of Captain America. I was a nerd way back in the olden days when, reading comic books got you your ass kicked and stuffed into a locker in high school type thing.
Damn.
I mean, like I was that dude. I own the Superman encyclopedia. I have a whole bunch of really cool. I mean, I've got, I think, a Quick Kick GI Joe comic book somewhere out here in the garage. I mean, I love comic books. I am a fucking dork. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love Captain America. He's not my all-time favorite superhero, even from the MCU. The things that I don't like about it being a comic book based movie is that there was a lot of propaganda during World War II, and during World War II, Captain America wasn't around, but Superman was, and there was a lot of really racist propaganda that was used during World War II to to talk negatively about the Japanese and the Germans specifically, because we were in the middle of a world war. There was a propaganda poster that was put out by DC Comics in 1943 that said, Superman says it's okay to slap a Jap. That is a actual poster that was put out by DC and put all over the place. And it really never got any better for any of the comic book companies after that. But that movie specifically, it was a great film. It was a lot of fun to watch, but I don't really think of it so much as a military movie as it is an entertaining comic film that has sort of a military premise, because the character is supposed to be a mutated guy that couldn't join the military. They really took kind of an Audie Murphy, you're too small to join the military, and then the Army will take this guy like Audie Murphy in real life, and then they injected him full of a bunch of stuff and he became Captain America. So it has a really loose basis in fact.
Dre touched on it. We're MCU fans here. Captain America's great. Dwayne connected it back to the real life element of World War II and what was going on at the time the movie is set. Obviously, yeah, the whole you could slap a Jap poster is just, it's insane. DeAndre just sent it in the chat, and as a Japanese man, I'm like, damn.
Good job, DC.
Like, wait, you can try to slap me, we gonna fight.
Right?
But no, so I don't see this as much of, like, I get why Cam picked it. I don't see it as much of a military movie as it's a rescue movie. Let's be real. But there's militaristic elements of it. Yeah, he's rescuing Bucky and all of them.
But most military movies are rescue movies, though.
That sounds just like,
Yeah,
isn't that what the military does? Complete the mission.
I'll get on my soapbox about that when it's my turn.
But no, in terms of movies, I love this movie. In terms of military movies, I don't think of this one as much a military movie as the other one, so it's not the best in my opinion. But this is still a great fucking pick.
I kind of agree with Evan. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this movie, but I don't see it as much as another movie. Actually, honestly, I came close to giving I can't fuck with it, but like one of my main things about it is, to me, they spent way too much time on Captain America being the Star Spangled Man, and then fast forward like through the part when he was actually a soldier and actually fighting and doing shit. Yeah, that always bugged me. So that's why I gotta fuck with it. But it is one of my top movies, though. I do love this movie, but I just, it's just they should show them more being a soldier. That's what we're missing.
I do have some honorable mentions. First one is Saving Private Ryan. Not the whole movie. Literally, I just fuck with the beginning. Like, listen, I love the beginning. I love the beginning of Saving Private Ryan. It's just so much blood and death. Like, it's great. It's so great. It is amazing. So Saving Private Ryan, number one. So here's the thing. So if you don't know, like, you're not on Facebook, I'm trying to stay away from a lot of racial stuff. Like a lot of things that's racial that have been fucked with my head before
in America.
Yeah. So I'm trying to say there's a lot of negative racial stuff. So before Vegas, I was going through some shit because of it, and I needed to clear my head. However, though, if I was really thinking, I was going to change my pick to either one of these two. So my next honorable mention is The Five Bloods, and that's a great movie. And another honorable mention is Glory, and I love Glory. And that's actually was going to be my pick, but I didn't want to see slaves get whipped and them getting dying at the end. So those are my honorable mentions. However, I went with funny. Listen, I went with funny. I wanted to laugh. I wanted to have fun. My movie is In the Army Now. In the Army Now is hilarious. All right.
Army, Navy, Air Force,
Marines. All right, first things first. I know I said a couple weeks ago, but shout out to Paul Mooney. I mean, he was in this movie for a little bit, but shout out to Paul Mooney. This movie is about two slackers, want to call them. Two
Idiots.
two slackers that got fired from their job, needed some money to open up their own business. They decided to join the National Guard. However, the job that they picked was water retrieval, water retrieval specialist, something like
Water
that?
purification.
Purification. They went so, but they didn't know that they was in the middle of a war in the hottest place on earth, and they needed water, and they needed water. So they actually get shipped off to Chad. Uh, they have to get shipped off to Chad. They went on a mission. Their truck breaks down. They have to rescue one of another army person that got shot up with his platoon, and they wound up saving the day. This by no far is not Academy Award winning. It's not going to touch your heart. It's not going to do anything like this. Is just pure comedy. This is just pure funny. All right. So I went with funny. I went with comedy. My movie is in the army now.
All right, this movie's fucking stupid. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it has some funny parts to it, but the movie altogether is goofy as shit. And I like goofy, but this is just over the top fucking just stupidity. Now, I like Pauly Shore in his work. I like Andy Dick in his work, but those two together that was just way too much. Fucking no, that was just way too much. I've seen the movie a few times and I never really into it. Like, basically laugh, but mostly I'm just like, you fucking idiot. I'm just looking at it like, why? Like, no. No, I'm not saying the movie's completely horrible. It's just not good.
A chuckle at best. And again, I feel like if I would have saw it when I came out, or like in that time period, like because this came out, I wanted when I looked it up, I think it was like early 90s, like
90s.
95, something like that. Humor was different then, and so it would have been funnier. But now I'm just like, there were just little moments where I knew I was supposed to laugh and I didn't, and it was just like, you tried and your shot missed, and it was kind of just like, I know I'm supposed to be laughing right now, but it just wasn't for me. I don't know why. The humor was just like, I don't know, it just wasn't my brand of humor for some reason. And to be honest, most of the time I tend to enjoy your picks, so I was kind of surprised by that. But yeah, I wasn't in love. I also forgot to mention what my honorable mention was. So clip this. My honorable mention is Major Pain.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh man. So I'm gonna get long-winded on this one. No, not really. So Pauly Shore's funny. Pauly Shore had a couple good other flicks, like things like Biodome. Pauly Shore basically
Just milk
plays
yourself.
the same
Jesus.
character in every movie he's in. I feel like he was Will Ferrell before Will Ferrell was Will Ferrell. He was that kind of one character, sort of man-child. You know, every movie that Pauly Shore was in was the same character, just like what Will Ferrell does now. You know, we're going streaking type of thing. You know, if I'm going funny on a military movie that is based just on making me laugh, I would have to say I like Stripes better than In the Army Now, because there's parts of Stripes that kind of hit me like, this is my Army career. Like, there's some things in Stripes that I think are just a little more relatable for me. It's still funny, still an okay movie to watch. It's just not like my number one go-to for a Army military based comedy movie. Still a good pick though.
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. I can't fuck with it. I'm sorry, I can't. I love this fucking movie. I don't have military experience, so maybe I take it for a different.
I think that's
approach on it.
definitely what it is. Doctors can't watch Grey's Anatomy. People who are in the military can't watch this movie. Like, it's kind of like the more you know, the more it kind of ruins the movie for you.
But I personally fucking love this movie. There's 2 satire military movies that always get me: In the Army Now and Down Periscope. Those are 2
Okay.
of the funniest fucking military movies I have ever seen. And military is a very serious subject. War, poverty, all that shit is a serious subject. Fighting in third world countries. It takes movies that are funny and stuff like that to really bring everything full circle. So I fucking love this movie. So I can't fuck with it, Dre.
Thank you. However, I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm not gonna lie. If I really thought about it, because I always wanted to go like funny with this. If I ever thought about it, I probably would pick Major Payne. I'm not gonna lie. If I ever thought I probably would pick Major Payne. I'm not gonna lie.
Major
You had
Payne
the
is good.
opportunity.
I did.
You didn't think of it?
I did not think of that at all. At all. I should have. But no, I probably would do with Major Payne. However, In the Army Now, it's not like far better to me. I love In the Army Now. That shit's hilarious. However, Major Payne is definitely a little bit funnier than that.
The only reason I didn't pick Major Payne was because he pretty much is like 10 seconds of a minute, he gets kicked out, kind of like. And so
When
I was like, they
ROTC.
might fight me on this.
But
So,
Still did the ROTC as well.
but it's still
well, no, then he
ROTC.
goes to the ROTC after he gets kicked out of like active duty.
Yeah,
essentially.
that's still military. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't want to argue. Okay, so I picked something that definitely could fit what y'all said, even though it was a spin. But if I would have known I could have got away with it, I would have did that.
All right, one is Top Gun, Full Metal Jacket. Yeah,
Okay.
Full Metal Jacket. What?
Fuck you.
Full Metal Jacket is the shit.
No,
That's a good movie.
I said Top Gun.
Yeah, Top Gun's fucking great movie.
Fuck you, CJ.
All right, then I got G.I. Jane.
That wasn't bad, actually.
And The Hunt
That
for
was
Red
terrible.
October.
Sean
Ooh.
Connery.
Yeah. I don't know. It's slow, but I love that movie.
Suck it,
Right.
Trebek.
Well, at this
Yeah.
point now we gotta say G.I. Joe. Like,
The only way to get him to kill himself is to say his name backwards. Kebert Zella.
Shut up. Stupid.
Sorry, he said suck. He said suck it, Trebek, and it made me think of the Family Guy one where they got him to say his name backwards and it killed him.
That shit was hilarious. All right.
Oh man.
Anyway, the movie I picked was A Few Good Men. All right. I think that's an excellent military movie. It's just, but it's a military movie, but like not, actually on the fucking battlefield. It shows like a different aspect of the military, like some of the bullshit and bureaucracy that they go through. Because you get held up a lot off of bureaucracy. And that showed a lot of that. And it's one of the few Tom Cruise movies where he didn't have to run no fucking where. Yeah.
Fair.
And the thing is it's all-star cast. They all did fucking amazing jobs. Even Cuba Gooding Jr. fucking had a fucking cameo in it. Fucking short cameo. But I don't really. I wish there was. It's just if you actually watch the movie, how amazing it is. The twists and turns, like the plot twists are fucking amazing. How they wouldn't conduct themselves. Fucking Jack Nicholson fucking played a fucking great colonel.
You need me on that wall.
Yes, no, and I've met many motherfuckers just like that. Fucking perfect. And it has like one of the most quotable fucking lines, in fucking cinematic history.
There's a lot of one-liners in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. No. He's like, dude, fucking. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. That's fucking, dude. Fuck. I don't care what anybody fucking says. But I don't know. Actually, it was Tom Cruise's movie. Jack Nicholson stole the show. But I say, if you like fucking court dramas, movies, you should watch it.
this movie was the hardest to find. Had to pay for the shit. Thanks. But it is a good movie. Forgot about this shit until again, some of the one-liners came up and I was like, oh, right. However, I know it's military court, but it's like a court drama. This I was just like, you guys are getting on me for mine not really being military. And I'm like, this one is like, I know it's military court, but like it's really court. Like it's just court. So again, I know military court is completely different from regular court. I understand all of that, but like it's just like
Oh yeah, I've been NJP twice.
this is like a this is like a uniformed version of
Judy.
not I don't want to say A Time to Kill, but like that kind of level of like good movie. But like in uniform. And like great cast. Like it was kind of just like this is about the actual court cases, about the lawyer not doing what he always does. And I was just like, take the military out of it, and the movie's almost the exact same. Like, and so I was just like, I don't know. But overall, it's still a good movie and it qualifies. So I ain't mad at it.
First is first. This definitely is a military movie. I mean, to put it all together.
I know.
this is a military
I'm
movie.
just saying.
I want to say that from jump. Now, the good things about this movie, Jack Nicholson. Every scene that Jack Nicholson did was fucking amazing. It was that shit was great.
Well, he's Jack fucking Nicholson. Like,
I'm just saying, he got listen. I look for the awards that any awards that this movie got. He got robbed for anything. Like he got like nominated for a lot of shit, but he didn't get no damn award. He should have got something for this. This shit was fucking amazing.
what?
Jack Nicholson.
The people that choose didn't do a good job.
No, they did not at all.
Wow, I can't believe that.
However,
How did that happen?
the bad thing about this movie, everything fucking else. This movie is horrible. I don't give a damn. Nobody said this movie is fucking horrible. Yes, I said it. Everything else, the acting, the editing, the writing, everything about this movie.
Some of the editing was bad.
This movie is fucking horrible.
But I just chalked it up to it being old.
you take Jack Nicholson out of this movie. Listen, this is a horrible movie. Jack Nicholson saved everything. Like that's the only reason why this movie is watchable. Right? That's it. That's 100% it. Jack Nicholson saved that movie to make it as popular as it is. That's it. Everything else, and I love Demi Moore, and she was horrible in this fucking movie. It's
Oh yeah, she was useless.
Wow.
so this movie is horrible to me. Yes, I said this movie is fucking horrible.
I just thought Demi Moore was overrated anyway. That's all it was.
It's on me. I can't give this a good rating. I can't. This movie is fucking terrible. Y'all thought I was gonna jump on board with CJ. That ain't gonna fucking happen. So
all of
this movie. So Jack Nicholson is in A Few Good Men what he was in The Shining. He is the reason why people go back and rewatch this movie. In The Shining, Jack Nicholson was the only actor that was worth a shit. And in A Few Good Men, Jack Nicholson was the only actor that really put out any kind of effort and really delivered something that I wanted to watch. But it's also got an all-star cast. It's got Kevin Bacon, it's got Demi Moore, it's got Cuba Gooding Jr., it's got Tom Cruise, obviously. I mean, there's like a million people in this movie. Yeah. And so if you play that game, The 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, where you say, oh, okay, fine, Elvis Presley and Kevin Bacon, and you can line all these movies up. You have 7 moves to get to a movie with Kevin Bacon in it, right? Everybody plays that game to connect it to A Few Good Men with Kevin Bacon, because every fucking buddy is in this movie. Why is this movie so terrible with all these amazing actors? At the end of the day, and CJ and I are a little bit older, so you guys tease CJ about being old, but when you were sick in, say, like grade school, and you didn't go to school and you turned on the TV, what was on?
Bob Ross.
It was Perry Mason. Yeah, it was Perry Mason, and it was motherfucking Matlock, right? And so if you take the Marine Corps uniforms and the Navy uniforms out of A Few Good Men.
Oh my God, this is Perry Mason and Matlock.
It is. You get a really
Holy
shitty
shit.
episode of Perry Mason. You have Alan Berger walking around going, oh yeah, Perry, this is exactly how it went down. you know, who ordered the code red? Fucking Alan Berger did it. You know,
Oh my
the
God.
exact same fucking
I
show.
never thought of it that way. Holy
Oh,
shit.
It's the same fucking show. If you take the
That's
military
the way.
uniforms out of this thing, it is a fucking episode of Perry Mason, and it's not even a good one. I'm sorry, dude. This movie is trash. The only redeeming quality it has is it has a laundry list of amazing actors who put in shitty performances, and then you have Jack Nicholson, who absolutely killed it, and you could argue overacted next to all of his counterparts in this movie, which then kind of detracts from his performance because it was so overdone, kind of like in The Shining. I can't with this movie.
Great cast. Great cast. Great supporting cast. The movie's called A Few Good Men. Should have just been called One Good Man. I 100% agree with DeAndre. This movie's trash. It's way too slow. This is one of Jack Nicholson's top 3 performances ever. It's this, The Shining, and The Joker. I'm not going to beat a dead horse because I don't want Peter to come after me, but
Thank you for learning.
It's not good. I'm sorry, CJ, but realistically, any of your honorable mentions would have been a better pick here.
That's 100% true
For me.
So I'm gonna give you a couple honorable mentions first.
I swear to God, if you
favorite,
pick my honorable mentions, I'm gonna fight people.
well, mine aren't movies.
You not
So the
fighting the
problem
man
is
with the
that-
Silverado and the good grill. No.
That's true.
You ain't getting no ribs then.
All 4 of my honorable mentions have been picked.
Damn.
No, my honorable mentions aren't actually movies, so I don't feel like they qualify. They're miniseries, and the 2 of them are Band of Brothers,
Oh yeah.
because Band of
Yes.
Brothers is amazing. I had a chance to meet a couple of those people that were in World War II when I was living in Pennsylvania for a little while. I got to go out to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and meet a couple of these guys. And
That's
it
where
was
DeAndre's
really-
from.
that's where I
It
went to
was
school.
super cool.
Same thing.
Yeah. It was great. I mean, I lived in Butler, outside of Pittsburgh, and I got to go and meet a couple of these guys, and it was just awe-inspiring. I mean, it's the kind of thing where you sit cross-eyed on the floor and just listen to them talk, And then the other one is going to be the Pacific, because it's kind of on that same level. It's a
Okay.
mini series, and they're just amazing, but they're not movies. So I can't, pick those because they're 13, 18, whatever episodes long.
I can definitely
it's
say
just
you
like
did not pick my honorable mentions.
Yeah,
So thank you.
it's like a 20-hour movie if you put
Oh,
all those episodes
I've
together.
seen both of those actually.
Yeah, and they're amazing. They're
Yeah,
just
they're
not
good.
movies. But so my movie that I chose is Black Hawk Down. Now, in the mid to late 90s, when Mogadishu was kind of kicking off, you had mass deployments of the Ranger battalions, and you had mass deployments of special forces who went to basically stop an uprising in the area to overthrow a government. So, kind of along the lines of the overall mission of what special forces really does. Like they don't really so much go in and do combat stuff, even though they're very skilled at it. They basically take the side of the guerrillas that is, kind of who the U.S. decides that, hey, we're going to side with these guys. We're going to send our dudes in to go give them a bunch of stuff and train them how to do the shit. And we don't really do it. We just kind of help these guys on their way to do their own thing. And that absolutely fell on its ass in Mogadishu. And one of the things that I love about, Black Hawk Down is it really gives you a look at the brotherhood. And it throws a couple of comedic things in there, like the 240 gunner who has that grenade go off near him or RPG go off near him. And then he's like half deaf for the rest of the movie, and they're like, hey, and he's like, and that's real life.
Yeah.
Like that, that is real life. I mean, I have lived that same, kind of scenario, and it's a real thing. The chaos, the communication breakdowns, the being lost in a city that, yeah, you have a map of, but now you're under attack, and every really great plan only survives to the time the first round is fired, and then everything is kind of a free-for-all at that point. It covers the egos, the Rangers versus the SF. Rangers and SF fucking hate each other because they have very different skill sets and they have very different missions. And so SF's, oh, we're better than the Rangers are. And Rangers, oh, we're better than you guys are. And it's absolutely
for people who
true.
don't know, SF is Special Forces.
Yes, sorry. But you know, these guys, they are absolutely amazing at what they do. I was a part of the special operations community for a short time, and due to injury, I washed out and had to go back to regular, you know, infantry active duty. But I got to spend a good bit of time, you know, with 10th Group in Fort Carson, Colorado. You know, these guys are absolutely incredible at what they do, and the whole, you know, I'm not taking my back plate in my body armor because I don't plan on running away. That is a real mentality in Ranger Battalion. You know, like that's a real thing. And you'd think, why the fuck would you just put your plate in? Well, probably because it's 115 degrees outside and that shit sucks. And there's a place called the Center for Army Lessons Learned. And you will put your ballistic plates in both sides of your vest now, like because of that thing that happened. And then you get all the way through to guys driving Humvees over burnt dead bodies in the middle of the street. That's a real thing. And you get to the part where Shugart and Gordon offer their services from a helicopter to try to save the pilot and the crew of a downed Black Hawk in the middle of town. That really happened. Sergeant First Class Shugart, Sergeant First Class Gordon, both requested to be dropped on the ground to rescue and protect this guy. The pilot lived. Both Shugart and Gordon were killed. And there is a training center that actually has a downed Black Hawk in the middle of this mock town at the JRTC, the Joint Readiness Training Center in Louisiana, that I've trained there 4 different times. And they mocked this town up to be downtown Mogadishu. And you actually go through a mock with blank round scenario where you do the same stuff they did. So that movie really is it's the most realistic. It gives people who maybe never were in the military a really good look at what we do as infantry soldiers. Now I do supply, so I don't do any of that shit anymore because I'm built like an overstuffed love seat. But it's an amazing movie. At the very end, you see guys with blue helmets that are supposed to be UN troops. That part is kind of Hollywooded up a little bit. Who that really was the 10th Mountain Division from upstate New York. I actually know one of the guys who was a company commander in that engagement. His name is Drew Meyerwich, and he retired several years ago. He was the XO, the executive officer of my battalion on active duty at Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. Really great guy. He actually autographed my paperback copy of Black Hawk Down, and I've got it floating around here in the house somewhere in a box.
Damn.
But bang for my buck. Like I know people who were actually there, and it's the most relatable military movie to me because it was kind of in my time. It was a few years before I joined, but all the tactics, all the uniforms, they didn't have a bunch of fucked up stuff on their uniform that didn't match what we do in real life. The tactics were right. The weapons were right. It was the best put together military movie I think I've ever seen.
I don't mind this movie at all. I think in terms of action and realistic military situations and involvement, obviously, because this is based off a real event, it hits really well. We were talking about how A Few Good Men has a really good cast. This movie on its own has a really good cast as well. I mean, Josh Hartnett is Josh Hartnett, whatever, but it's got Ewan McGregor. It's got Ewan Bremner, which, I mean, that's more for me. I did not realize this movie, though, had Tom Hardy in it, like young Tom Hardy. It also has Orlando Bloom and Nikolai Coster-Waldau, who plays Jaime Lannister. So upon rewatching this movie, it's definitely a better movie than I remembered it being. But I'm the kind of person who takes military movies for granted because I haven't served and I don't know the real grind and the real, mental trauma that you guys go through, because these situations would kill a normal man. Even if they survived, the backlash on their mental state would be just shot. So, realizing this movie is based on true events, it just amplifies the situation. It just makes things even better. But me personally, not having lived it or ever served or anything like that, I'm not as big of a fan of it as someone who knows people personally or been involved with that. So it's a good movie. I just feel like in terms of military movies, there's better ones.
Great movie. I absolutely love this movie. Like I said, Evan said, it was a very well-rounded cast of young up-and-coming actors back then, as well as established actors. There were a couple others you mentioned, like Eric Bana and Tom Sizemore, but there are a lot of great talent in this movie. This movie's like not just a bunch of action and suspense, but like everything that's going on, it keeps you engaged. You want to see what's happening next, what's going on next, and you feel for the people. All right. Everybody knows that I usually don't give two shits about a fucking actual person dying in a movie. I care more about an animal dying in a movie. Except this movie is one of the few movies that even I feel the impact of the human deaths. I feel it and it makes me hurt. It's just, I don't know. It's not my top military movie. No, not one, but it's definitely in my top three. There's nothing really bad to say with this movie. It's just, it's an amazing pick.
All right, so just like Evan said, this has a great group of B and C list actors. There's not a lot of A list actors in the movie. However, if you can
At the
get,
time.
I saw Tom Hardy. Yes, you can put Tom Hardy and
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah. That's what I said. They were up and coming at the time.
Yeah, it was Ewan McGregor before the Moulin Rouge.
So
Right, like all of these before these guys got.
So it's a lot of
Before the Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It was,
right.
It was a lot of B and C list actors, really good B and C list actors, and I actually would rather watch a well put B and C list actor movie than watch A Few Good Men.
I was just
I know. I knew exactly what
was going to.
It's not a bad movie at all. Like I said, I love the acting. I love the acting. The story is fucking amazing, and it hits home that it's actually based on a true story. Not like most of them, but this, the visual of this movie, it gets you. It's not my favorite thing. I will say that it's really fucking long. And it's not my favorite. I mean, obviously, because I can't fuck with it, but I don't mind this movie. It's not a bad movie whatsoever, but definitely not my favorite.
You guys pretty much took all the points that I had. They had some very handsome actors before they had gotten all, I don't know, just grew within their career. Let's just put it like that. The movie is extremely long. Okay. It is two like a little bit over like 2.5 hours. I think when I looked at it,
2 hours, 34 minutes.
Yeah. So just over the line of 2.5, which for a movie is still kind of long.
It's long.
It's not Dances with Wolves, but it's long.
Yeah, it's not the longest. It's not like it's unbearable.
It's not like Snyder Cut that was 4 hours and 2 minutes.
Right. It's just longer than I thought it was going to be.
And it feels longer too. It drags out.
And I think part of it is because of the fact that there's so many details. Like, it's not one of those things where there's a lot of filler. But they have a very big story to tell in a short amount of time, or a limited amount. So I understand that, and I'm not mad at it, but it just, I tend to be a person that just play. Like, I don't be looking at the numbers until I'm just like, damn, how long is it? And you're still going, and there's 45 minutes left. But it was a good movie. I don't think it was a bad movie. The editing was good. I will say that for the year that it came out, the editing actually was very good in this movie, which I was worried about because I'm like, I hadn't seen this movie in a very long time. And to be honest, I didn't really remember much. And so I didn't really have high hopes. And the editing kind of was like, okay. And then, like Dwayne said, they got a lot of things accurate, which is important for me with movies. But being that it was based on a true story, I would freaking hope so. So I'm glad that they did that, because that is a pet peeve for me. And so it's not like, I wouldn't say it's like my number one military movie, but I definitely think especially if you want something that's more realistic and more like going to pull you into like what it can be like, you know what I mean, to be in the military, I think this is a great example of that. Like if you were like trying to get into the military mindset, it's not funny, it's real. It's like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it gives you like a small taste of what people might actually go through, from the outside looking in. And so I appreciate that about it. But at the same time, that's also the downside to it. It's real. There's some stuff that happens in this movie that it's not for everybody. It might, like, nowadays, if it was a movie very similar to this would come out, there definitely would be some trigger warnings on this. Goes through a lot of shit. So it's that, for me, that's all a plus and a minus. But overall, I don't think it's a bad movie. I just thank God that the editing was good, because had the editing been bad, this would have been trash. So I'm so glad that they got it right. But yeah, that was it. You guys had covered most of it. So
I do have a couple honorable mentions left, even though all y'all picked all four of my motherfucking honorable mentions.
You're welcome.
Yeah, had a couple.
We want you to mean it.
So for the first two, I'm gonna go with serious ones, and then I have a couple other ones that I really like that maybe people don't think are the best. 1917. If you guys haven't watched 1917, which is the newer one that came out, I think 2019.
Is it about when the Kappas were established? No.
It was. It's a really good movie. Cam, I hate you.
No, he didn't do that.
It's a really good movie. 1917 is good. I also like Fury with Brad Pitt. It also has Shia LaBeouf in it, which a lot of people hate Shia LaBeouf, but hey, I like him. Here's my funny one.
He did really well in that movie.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
I
Thunder.
almost picked Tropic Thunder. I
almost
did.
picked Tropic Thunder.
I wish you had.
I'm so glad none of you actually did pick Tropic Thunder.
We had to trash you. I went to trash that movie.
Listen, Tropic Thunder, the performance by Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder is better than his performance in A Few Good Men.
You are wrong.
That's true. That is true.
And then my last pick, which my wife is the one I thought I should have picked, is Battleship. It's a terrible movie, but for some fucking reason, I loved it.
I was hoping you were going to say Pearl Harbor.
No, because as a Japanese man, I hate seeing Japanese people get murked. But
well, that's fair.
They I'm not going to say they didn't deserve it in that specific moment in time.
That's fair though.
Just not my people. Yeah.
Now listen, Cam, before you say that, Cam, the movie I picked was Inglourious Bastards. For those who know me, you know I love Quentin Tarantino movies. I'm also Jewish, so any movie in which Hitler gets murked, I'm down.
Yeah.
This movie is the second best Quentin Tarantino movie he makes, and it's my second favorite Quentin Tarantino movie ever, but we're talking about military style movies. Listen, Brad Pitt, fucking fantastic in this movie. Eli Roth as Donnie Donowitz, fantastic in this movie. Christoph Waltz in this movie is great. Michael Fassbender, Diane Kruger. This movie is just so fucking good. I know it's a twist on reality because obviously this is not how it went down. However, this movie is so good and so well done to me that it's pretty much my favorite military movie ever. I watch Inglourious Bastards 3 times a year. Specifically because I just enjoy, like Brad Pitt says, I enjoy killing Nazis. So this is my pick. It's a fantastic fucking movie. It's just so good.
So if Cam didn't cheat and pick a Marvel movie, I can't fuck with it. God, that's true. I'm gonna get you.
I'm cheating. I
I
didn't cheat.
I love.
You had the cheat codes.
It's like whenever you pick Boondock Saints, you know everyone on this besides me likes Boondock Saints.
No, Boondocks.
No, not Boondock Saints. The Boondocks.
Sorry, yes, the Boondocks.
That's a cartoon.
Why are you
That's
still
different.
having
complete
problems
different
with
things.
this? I feel like you still haven't watched it. Like,
didn't.
still
He did
haven't.
not.
I know he still
He
hasn't.
didn't. He
Yeah.
did not.
I feel like what we have to do is like strap you to a chair with
Sure.
water.
Stanley
in front of
Kubrick,
a
that
bush.
shit from Clockwork Orange, like
Hey, hold up. No.
Or Undercover Brother. Where
No,
they
Evan's
just,
coming over to my place tomorrow.
Too much
I'm gonna
mics,
have
too much mics.
Boondocks running the whole time.
Caucasian
Yeah.
overload.
Cookie
Caucasian overload.
Silverlone. All right.
Anyway.
So this is
Yeah.
my third favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. Outside of obviously Django, and I love Kill Bill. Kill Bill Volume 1. Volume 2 wasn't that good. Volume 1 Kill Bill, fucking amazing. And Quentin Tarantino is my favorite director outside of Spike Lee. I love Spike Lee. Always been Spike Lee. All right. This movie, I love the Beard Jew. Beard Jew's fucking amazing.
Donnie.
It's just he's fucking hilarious. I love it because like, first of all, one thing I hate about him, his intro too long. I say that from the fact he just keep all you hear was like 4 minutes. He didn't come out yet, and then he comes out and he's a big dude, but then how he talks, that's just so fucking funny. And then how he beat people up with a bat is fucking great. This has a good A-list cast as well, like with Brad Pitt, Christopher Waltz, and I came up from Mike Myers. However, this has some of the best D-list actors here. Yeah, D-list actors, yes. So when I say D-list, I mean like you don't know their names, but you know if I said where they're from, like B.J. Novak from The Office, Samuel Levine from None Other Teen Movie, and Paul Rush from I Love You, Beth Cooper.
Oh yeah.
Like you don't know actually people, but yeah. So I actually enjoyed it. Again, Cam cheated, so I can't fuck with it. But this definitely is an amazing movie. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a different route. Again, now I love Quentin Tarantino. You know, I love damn anything that has to do with killing Nazis.
Killing Nazis.
Yeah, but I think this movie's overrated completely. I didn't really like it. It was long and boring to me. Most of you know I hate subtitles. I hate it. I'm a multitasker. I got to be doing other fucking stuff. I can't do anything else except sit and read the fucking subtitles. That bugs the shit out of me.
Again,
I absolutely hate that.
You did need the bouncing ball, like Shaq.
No.
I gotta
This.
with the bouncing ball.
Dude,
You dig it?
No, look, I'm a multitasker. If I'm doing anything, I'm usually doing something else along with it. Always, all the time. I'm just doing at least 2 or 3 things.
Sex?
But if there's something, no. Well, details. Yes, details. Like you're not just pumping. You can also be doing other things too. Yeah. But anyways.
All right.
But
AJ.
like I said. But anyways, like no. The thing is, if you're watching a movie with subtitles, all you can do is sit there and watch and read the subtitles. You can't do anything else. That bothers me. That restricts me, and I get bored. I get really, really bored.
That's a good question, Cam. CJ, I got a question for you. Do you watch anime?
No.
Yes, but you usually watch it dubbed.
Oh, damn it.
Okay. That's not the same.
Right.
I get that, CJ.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to anime, I have to be. If it's not dubbed, I have to be I have to pay attention. I get it.
But the dubbing won't even be
just sit there
exactly the same.
and
I don't like. That's why I don't like dubbing.
But but you understand. No, that's my mentality. I'm always doing multiple things at once. But when you're when you gotta watch a movie with a subtitle, you can't do anything else except sit there.
You have focus issues.
That makes that's
you got ADHD.
Boring. That's just boring to me. It's from having.
I get it. It's not the first time you said that.
It's just having to grow up being the oldest kid, have to watch all them motherfuckers all the fucking time. No, you can't just sit and watch one kid. You got to watch all them motherfuckers, and then they're always doing the same thing. So I'm used to always doing multiple shit. It's just that's
I hope
what
to
it
break
is. That's what
you.
it
I
is.
hope you
And
break. I hope to
because
help
of that,
break you from
it's
that
more fun.
bondage.
Yeah. No, I'm saying no. This movie is just the boring to me. Not just that. It was like the beginning of the movie. The first 20 minutes of the movie is just this. It's not even a dialogue. It's monologue. 20 minutes of just one dude fucking talking and one dude like, yeah.
That is some of the greatest Christoph Waltz.
No, that shit was boring as fuck. It's like do something, and then it was
If
like
you don't like
it was like-
movies,
yeah, there was like 5 seconds. There was like 5 something to something actually happening, and then went by somebody else fucking monologuing. Like, no, bro, no.
That scene at the
no.
kitchen table with Christoph Waltz and the dude hiding the family is some of the most brilliant fucking work Christoph Waltz has done.
I've heard of Inglourious Bastards. Never finished Inglourious Bastards. Still haven't finished Inglourious Bastards even after this choice. I'm sorry. Okay. My time was limited. I watched this one last. I thought I was gonna be able to get through it.
It's
I
2.5
fell asleep.
hours.
And I don't know if it was because I was tired. It is exactly. It's another 2.5 plus movie, which again I didn't look up in advance. And so I thought I was going to be able to make it through, and I woke up and it was over. And I was like, oh, I guess I fell asleep. With that being said, the first half that I did see, I'm like, it wasn't horrible. I can see why like people like the movie, but it wasn't like spectacular either. I just like that it was a Quentin Tarantino that didn't have as much feet in it. That's always a plus. He puts feet in everything. So like whatever he can minimize that.
Tarantino loves feet.
No, you missed the end. That's why.
No, is there feet at the end?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a
I never
feet.
make it to the end.
Yeah. There was a feet, that motherfucker.
And it's kind of just like there's certain like historical things that like I just am just over watching movies about or that include them. And slavery and the Holocaust are those two things.
They're definitely like
it.
topics that have been like done a lot in movies.
Yes, and it's just like, especially if it's a movie that's not providing any new information, I get it. But like education, I'll take, but entertainment, not so much. Now, granted, with that being said, Quentin Tarantino has done both Django and Inglourious Bastards, both within slavery and the Holocaust. And so he did them well. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of just like, stop entertaining us with things that are not entertainment. Like just.
I get that.
And like slavery was different because it was kind of just like, it's ingrained into a very large time frame. Like it wasn't like started this year and then they got paid and move on. Like it's like it's different. So when you do movies like that and they're way more common, it's kind of like it's unavoidable. But like the Holocaust is very fucking specific. And I don't know. I don't like entertainment trauma. Like, and then trying to flip it. I don't know. I've said this before.
Money grabs.
And so it's great. Do they have cool actors in it? Absolutely. Did they say some funny shit? Absolutely. But am I ever gonna be like, you know what I really am in the mood to see? Inglourious Bastards?
Killing
Probably not. Like, is there a reason it's spelled with the E? Is that like a different definition?
Bastards?
Yeah.
That's actually a good question. I've always wondered that because I thought bastard it's always been A, right?
That's what I thought.
I don't know.
You guys knew because that also bothered me. I was like, where's the E coming from?
You got to hit my favorite French website, and then you'll find the answer.
I'm literally on Google right now.
Google.
The bad thing is, but that bad thing with Dwayne, I go to.
I'm start saying that shit from now on.
Listen, I go to one of my favorite department stores. It's Target.
Yep.
Oh, hey, my favorite tool store is Home Depot.
Yep.
Home Depot.
All right,
You're fucking stupid.
all right.
I prefer Louise.
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 So Inglourious Bastards, I think, is a good movie. As a guy also of Jewish lineage, I kind of appreciate anything that kind of shows the offing of Hitler, because
Absolutely.
reasons and history, and I mean that's all been hashed out.
Hold
However,
on, why did Captain America get that? He was trying to sock Hitler on the job.
But he didn't.
he was
He was
too,
trying
but
to
yeah,
suck
he
it.
never did it. It was 101st.
I literally get to watch Hitler be pumped full of lead.
Yeah, it's like
Right. Yeah, they completely fuck up
that one
history
part
at
was
the end,
satisfying.
and
Yeah.
but there's some inaccuracies in the movie that bother me as a dude that watches movies about military stuff, right? Like I can't sit and watch what is that Army Housewives or whatever the hell it was, whatever that stupid show was. My wife loved it.
Dependence. Oh wait, that's not.
Yeah, right. That's fact.
Dependence.
No.
But what was that? Army Wives.
Dependence.
That show Army Wives made me nuts because every uniform was just like however you got up and threw it out the dryer. They had that all fucked up the whole time. There's a bunch of goofy uniforms in like every Tarantino movie. He's not as into historical accuracies across all of his movies. So Inglourious Bastards wasn't really any different. He really does love like that really thin sort of corn syrup blood in movies. I think the worst one he ever did was The Hateful Eight, because that shit was just fucking exploding heads the whole time.
My fourth favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. I love
Yeah.
it. Wait, the real shit. I told CJ and Kim this. If I could see racist people or slave owners get shot all day, I will definitely watch that.
Spend all day watching that shit. Yes.
Hey, wait.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, and that was a decent film. The problem that I have with Tarantino kind of as a whole, like if we were talking best Tarantino movie,
We've had
then I'm gonna say it's probably Inglourious Bastards for me. But best military movie, I think there's a lot that could be, put ahead of Inglourious Bastards. But not everybody wants to go sit around and watch Men of Honor. Men of Honor is an amazing film. But it's kind of like Black Hawk Down, where it really tries to get into the roots of military stuff.
Yeah, they want to keep the theatrical realism in there.
Yeah, and in Inglourious Bastards, there's a lot of funny stuff that happens. There's a lot of completely unrealistic shit that happens. The premise of the movie is loosely based in real history. Right before the Operation Market Garden was greenlit, the Army actually tried this tactic and failed miserably at it. And that's why you don't really hear anything about it, because it would go down that line of Black Hawk Down, where you're watching a movie about a failed mission, which doesn't really happen because Hollywood loves to glorify these are your American soldiers, and these motherfuckers are invincible, and we always win, and we always kill dudes, and none of us die, and it's just fucking all of us come home and have a beer with Toby Keith or whatever goofy shit
they
Hollywood
usually
wants to do.
Sacrifice one guy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you watch, some of these films and like one dude dies, but they do a bunch of character build up and then they kill the guy off. And you're like, oh, single tear. And then the movie's over and everybody's happy. That's just not realistic. But Inglourious Bastards, I think, was a good movie. Best, nah, but good movie, solid movie. I'd watch it again.
This is hard for me. Sheesh. Okay. I am going to put Captain America first, because I would watch that shit on repeat before any of these other ones. 2, complete opposite, Black Hawk Down. Damn. Never seen the end of it, so I don't know if I could rate Inglourious Bastards is there, because apparently the one thing I love about it is at the end of it. I have to take your word for it. Damn, this is horrible. Okay, fine. Inglourious Bastards. A Few Good Men in the Army Now.
Black Hawk Down, number 1.
Mm.
And then it's A Few Good Men, Captain America, In the Army Now, and Inglourious Basterds.
Inglourious Bastards is number 1, obviously. In the Army Now, number 2. Black Hawk Down, number 3. One Good Man, number 4. And then Captain America, number 5.
Black Hawk Down, number 1. You know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say A Few Good Men, number 2, because it really just it's kind of classic. Inglourious Basterds, number 3. In the Army Now, number 4. Captain America, number 5.
Okay, let me fuck this up. All right, so
Here we go.
So number one is Captain America. That's got it. Number 1 is Captain America. Number 2, actually, Inglourious Basterds. Number 2 is Inglourious Basterds. Number 3 is In the Army Now. Number 4 is Black Hawk Down, and number 5 could have been anything else he would have picked. Anything fucking else. All right. I should do Tanika and name a lot of army movies, then put this fucking movie.
You could definitely did. Like, you could have picked this.
No, she went in on it. Oh my goodness.
So, okay, so that's the end of the show. First things first, wanted to thank Dwayne for being here. We had an amazing time with you. We hope to have you on the show again. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, man.
I would love to. I think your creative process was a lot of fun, and I would absolutely come back and do it again.
Thank you so much. Next week on our tour of bringing guests on, we will have Edgar the Storm Chaser, who we already had on the show with the best last meal and forgot what episode that was, but that episode
is he the first ever return guest outside of
he outside of Cam? He's actually
because Cam was a guest turned host, and then Joe was the host turned guest. So he's the first return guest, right?
He's the first
guest. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh,
guest.
nice.
Two-time guest. All right, so he would be here.
Yeah.
So the topics for that will be all natural disaster related. So we'll have the best natural disaster movie. What natural disaster do you think we can survive? And for some reason, somebody thinks it's all of them. And then we're gonna do something a little bit new. Not really new because I've done it with other places, but we're just gonna interview Edgar about what he does because he's actually really is a storm chaser. He's crazy enough to chase tornadoes. He got that shit. With that being said, my name is DeAndre Robinson, and these are my friends. Say goodbye, friends.
All right. Once again, it's your boy Evan Amataki. I'm wearing a shirt right now, but as soon as this camera cuts off, you know damn well it's coming off.
It's gonna be half red, half white. It's gonna be a whole flag.
He's looking like a firecracker. You got 2 out of 3 flavors, Evan. Good job. All right, guys. Well, thanks us again for tuning in for another episode with us. It's your girl Cam. I hope you guys have a blessed week, summer, year. And I'm going to bed. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, this is your boy CJ, aka that motherfucker.
You said that before too, CJ. Just like you slipping.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
All right, I'm Dwayne Meyer. I was the guest this time, and I would absolutely love to do it again. You guys are super fun, and if you haven't started downloading this thing, if you haven't watched it on YouTube, you definitely need to get it on TikTok, get it on YouTube, hit it with all your social medias. This is absolutely amazing, and I was really happy to be a part of it this time. So hopefully I get to come back and do it again.